Welcome to the Dulce Candy podcast. I am Dulce Candy, a certified health coach, meditation and yoga teacher, content creator, and war veteran. This is a sacred space for Latinas and all women ready to heal, grow, and reconnect with their true essence. Here, we slow down, breathe deeply, and have real, honest conversations about life, spirituality, wellness, healing, and the beautiful, messy moments in between. Through guided meditations, heartfelt chats with inspiring mujeres, we'll nurture the mind, body, and soul. So grab your cafecito or cacao, open your corazón, and let's dive in. Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode. It has been so long, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in today. If you haven't, I would really appreciate a comment and review at the end of the episode. I want to start by inviting you to a women's circle that I'll be hosting in Austin, December 13. It's going to be in a private residence, so if you feel called, I will leave a link to the Eventbrite so you can RSVP. Right now we have buy one, get one free, so you can buy a ticket and bring your best friend, your comadre, your mom, your sister. We are going to circle in the theme of self-love, and I'm really excited for this because it's my first circle in Texas, and I am so excited to root in Texas and build community here. It's a really big deal for myself. I love hosting women's circles, and if you've never attended one, it's a sacred space for women to come together and connect in a vulnerable way, in a safe space. We do movement, we get to share, and we get to hold each other through these times in our lives, regardless of where you are in your path. And it's really beautiful and essential that we as women can learn to come together as sisters, soul sisters, in a way that's going to uplift the world. So I'm really happy and excited for that. And I also love just putting these events together for you guys and connecting with women and holding space and facilitating the circle. We're going to have sound bath, movement, introspection, meditation, a little bit of ritual, and a light bites, a little gift that you can take home. And yeah, so keep a lookout for that down in the description of the video. Today I wanted to reflect on my journey to Mexico. I just got back a few weeks ago from a cacao journey that was hosted by Rocio, and I will link her down below if you guys are interested. She put together this beautiful retreat, very intimate gathering of individuals who want to learn and explore more about cacao medicine, and we got the opportunity to really be fully immersed in what felt like a portal, immersed in the culture of Mexico, specifically Tabasco in Villahermosa. And we got access to elders of and gatekeepers of the land. We visited sacred sites in Tabasco, Villahermosa, like the Maya architecture and ruins and temples and pyramids. So it was really, really profound. And while I was there, a lot of things actually started to come up. I think the first thing that came up was when I accepted the inner call to go on this journey. I've been wanting to go on a cacao journey for a few years. I had booked a retreat to Guatemala, and fear got the best of me, and I ended up canceling and didn't go on the retreat. And so this time when I was doing a sound healing certification, Rocio actually came and hosted a cacao ceremony. And I really loved the way that she presented the ceremony and how connected she was to the plant and the medicine of cacao. And I decided to book it. And I was so happy and so grateful that I did. This was a solo journey. I didn't know anyone except my friend Anna, who ended up joining also. And even though I knew her, this was still a solo trip for myself. Just leaving the house, getting in my car, driving 2 hours at night, staying at a hotel next to the Houston airport, and waking up in the morning, boarding the flight. I mean, the whole journey in itself started the night that I left. I think one of the first things that I started to realize is how well I take care of myself. I think in my younger years, I kind of relied on other people to take care of me. It's nothing that I ever said out loud, but I never fully took care of myself. You know, I always thought that I was going to be taken care of. And of course, it's no one's obligation to do so. And so I would end up in a lot of uncomfortable situations because I wasn't fully preparing and taking care of myself the way that I would take care of the little girl within me. And so being very vigilant, I think that's one of the first things that I tapped into was being vigilant and being so self-aware and allowing my external, my body, my senses to be on alert so I can fully prepare and take care of myself within my control. So meaning no distractions, not getting lost on my iPhone, especially if you are going to travel to a dangerous place like Tabasco, Mexico. That's one of the countries or one of the states that the U.S. government really emphasizes the importance of not traveling there because of dangerous things with the cartel. And so that was one of the things that really was like really scaring me. But more so, it was like the fear my husband had. He was so worried about me that I started to take on his fear, you know? I wasn't afraid in the beginning, but then he's like, oh yeah, like it's dangerous over there. Like you shouldn't travel, especially as a woman, especially you're 4 feet 9 inches, you're so tiny. But I'm also 38 and I don't feel little. And that just let me know how important it is for us as women to be vigilant at all times. If you're walking to your car and you're shopping and it's late, be vigilant. Don't be on your phone. Don't have your mind in other places. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. And if you feel safe, then you need to really examine why maybe you're not tapping in or tuning into your environment. It is essential and vital for us women to do that. And so I realized in the midst of this journey, even before it started, how well I do take care of myself now by fully preparing for anything that might make me uncomfortable, whether it be making sure that I have water, making sure that I have any medication or any, over-the-counter medication that I might need if I have an upset stomach, if I have a headache, if I get, if I need essential oils for a migraine, or if I need anything, extra hydration, making sure that all of that is in my bag. Bringing a little shawl with me so I'm not freezing cold and suffering. Making sure that I have anything for blisters, like just thinking of everything that's going to make me comfortable. And so I don't have to necessarily depend on other people to provide that for me. And I'm not over there suffering for no reason, but taking care of myself. And I asked myself, how would I take care of the little girl who is me, inside of me? What would I do if I was her mother? And that informed me in such a powerful way. Even being in the airport, right? Especially right now with people at the airport and the government not going to work, not getting paid to do their job. When I traveled to Mexico, there was so much chaos in the Houston airport, and you really had to go through a labyrinth to make it to where you had to go to your gate. And so for me, it was a moment of like, alert, be alert, look at your surroundings, read all signs, examine the rooms, examine it. Don't be afraid to ask if you need help. Ask any random person. If you need help getting to where you need to go, speak up and use your voice and ask. And so that was the beginning of it. I mean, I'm so in the beginning of it, guys. I mean, it's just so many things that were just transpiring within me. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to really share everything with you guys today without making this podcast way too long, but maybe you're somewhere you can listen to this. I think it's important, as I mentioned on my YouTube channel, to be away from your day-to-day responsibilities and be alone with your thoughts. So even if you don't necessarily get away on a retreat, but maybe booking even one night at a hotel in your city and just let your husband or your significant other know, like, hey, you know, I would really appreciate if you can support me in having this time by myself. There's so much that I want to reflect on and think about, and I would really appreciate the quiet time. My husband was actually just telling me this because his birthday just came up, and he's like, you know what I would really love for my birthday? I would love to just have like 2 days at a hotel or somewhere. I just want to have 2 full days where I lock myself in a room and I just read the Bible and I just ingest the Word of God. Any human, I think, needs that type of time. So for me, the retreat was that. It was a full week of not having to think about any responsibilities, but embracing the journey that was unfolding. And I met some really incredible people on this retreat. I'm not afraid of traveling alone and being alone. I think when I was younger, I always wanted to have that person to lean on. But as I've grown older and I just become more confident in myself and I just really enjoy my own company, I love meeting people and getting to know people. I think the other really big aha moment for me was recognizing that I'm not that connected to my ancestors. And this was an ancestral journey, of course, you know. The elders that are the gatekeepers for Cacao revere their ancestors, and they have so much respect and gratitude for everything that they've done so that we can exist. As some of you guys know, I was born in Michoacan, in Zacapu, Michoacan. And so the indigenous people of Michoacan are Purepecha. And so when I got back home, I started reflecting on my culture and the people, my lineage, like, who are these people? What is their medicine? What instruments do they play? What food do they enjoy or did enjoy? The Purepecha are obviously still alive and thriving, thank God. But I really wanted to get to know more about these people. And so I started doing my research. And I was just telling my husband this today, but I would love to go on a ancestral journey to Mexico, to where I was born, because I still have family there. I just haven't been back. A lot of amazing family there. But I would love to go back and go on like this journey of just visiting the ancient sites and meeting with the elders of Purepecha and learning about the food and the music and the culture and who they are and their beliefs and everything, because these are my people. Like, my blood comes from them. And one of the things that I found out that was just astonishing was that the Purepecha were small in numbers centuries ago. And they went to war basically against the Aztec Empire, which was vast in numbers. And they had all these weapons made out of like jasper and like all of these evolved tools for fighting and conquering. But the Purepecha were the only tribe, the only empire, I guess, if you would call it that. Correct me if I'm wrong. They were the only group of people that were not dominated or defeated by the Aztec Empire. And the reason for that is because they had strategy. They used the land to their advantage. They were calculating everything. They also used coppers and metals. So that's why their warrior gear, like everything that they used for battle, like it was stronger than the Aztecs had. So they're kind of like really amazing at working with metals and copper and like all of these different things. They're a group of people who are also creators and artists and healers and warriors, And so it's just so incredible to know that I come from a lineage of warriors. Now, my heart did break when I found out how they were basically, when Spain came about, they took over Spain, and the Spanish people, they were not interested in having peace or respect or anything. They just wanted to conquer, and eventually they killed the man in charge of the Purepecha, or the men, the leaders, and they conquered the land. And that made me so sad. But still to this day, the Purepecha culture still lives on, and I am pretty much at the peak of the iceberg when it comes to like learning about them. So I have so much more to learn, which is why I feel like I just need to go to Mexico and learn. This is a really big part of my evolution as a human, is to know my roots and know my people. Cacao is also known as heart medicine. It opens up the heart in a very gentle way so that you can lead from your heart, right? It dilates your blood vessels. A lot of blood is rushing through, so you get a lot of oxygen to your brain. It's medicinal. It's a superfood. I mean, it's so great for you physically, but also spiritually. I learned that when you're working with your heart, it's not a process that can be rushed, because we drank so much cacao while we were there for about 8 days, I think. We drank so much cacao that for me, the medicine the medicine was working for me the whole time. Even after, when I got home, weeks after, I was still feeling the medicine of cacao during the integration process of it, which was so powerful too, just kind of thinking about that. And I also realized that healing isn't supposed to look perfect. It's supposed to be honest about who you are, what is hurting, what you're leaving behind, what you're mourning, how others trigger you. That's what the healing is, being honest about that, So I just want to thank you for letting me evolve out loud. There's so much more that I want to share with you, but today I just want to say that I'm here, that I'm growing as you are growing, and I am so grateful that you are here with me. So thank you for listening and tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you in the comments section and in our next podcast episode. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Dulce Candy Podcast. If you enjoyed our conversation, please take a moment to rate and review the show on your favorite podcast platform. It truly helps us reach more listeners like you. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Connect with me on social media for behind-the-scenes content and updates. Until next time, stay inspired and have a blessed and beautiful day.